Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. This is your Manchester United versus Lens watch along live on the United Stand, live at Old Trafford as we prepare for another big season for Manchester United. And I think we're going to see a very different Manchester United today. We're going to see Manchester United at Old Trafford, fitter, happier, more productive. I think we're going to see more goals as well. We're also going to see Rasmus Højlund on the pitch. He officially will be announced any minute. Maybe we think maybe 12:30, so 15 minutes away from now. But we've got lots to talk about before that. We've got talk of the sale, a bit of an update on Harry Maguire. It's absolutely chucking it downward rain here in the UK. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's the only thing that's going to be hotter than the sun is Rasmus Højlund. We can't see the sun in Manchester. We can't see the sun in the UK. It's gone away. It's Simon. I don't know where it's gone. But we've got games being cancelled today because of waterlogged pitches. It's the 5th of August, people. I mean, I don't know whether it's global warming or just rain, but it's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's been raining terribly in the UK in July. It's odd, isn't it? You've got a heat wave going on in Europe and you know, and then you've got loads of water in the UK. I don't know. 12:35 for Rasmus, says Ryan. Yeah, it could be something like that. Sort of makes sense. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. Don't forget that throughout the tour, we've been sponsored by Manscaped, and today it's them again. You can get 20% off. Links in the description. It's a brand new code. It's not United Stand anymore. It's TUS. So links in the video description. Or you can scan your camera phone next to me. Use the code TUS. Get 20% off. You get free worldwide shipping. TUS, that's all you got to type. This is the beard trimmer. Absolutely fantastic. It's so quick. It's so powerful. It's got so many different lengths on it. It's a brilliant product and it just feels brilliant in your hand. Not many things feel that good in your hand. And we've also got the weed whacker for up your nose if you're a certain age, and also the lawn mower, the legendary lawn mower. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger down there. So big shout out to Manscaped, and thank you as ever for sponsoring us. Superb products, really powerful. Get all your chargers and everything with it. Comes in a nice little package like that. You could basically take that out, put that in your cupboard, and you could give that to the wife for something else to go in. That's my suggestion. So she gets a present, and take it on holiday. I don't know where to put it in the suitcase because it's too obvious. Put it in that. Put it in that. They'll think it's one of those, and I'll put that in my own normal luggage. So you get a present for your wife as well, or girlfriend, or boyfriend, whatever. Links in the description. 20% off, free worldwide shipping. Use the code TUS. Thank you very much. Right, so let's talk about the team news. I'm not 100% sure if the team news will be ready yet because we're pre-season here, but we'll try. By gum, it is. There we go. Manchester United starting lineup, and I think if I'm being honest here, I think this team could well be Manchester United's and Erik ten Hag's best team that he can pick right now. I think this could be the team that he picks against Wolves a week on Monday. I feel sorry for Dublin. I think you've been shortchanged a little bit. But I think he's picked his strongest team here. And I think Peter's laughing at the Dublin fans. I won't have any of that. I love Dublin. I've been there 3 times this year on tour. I love it. But I think they've been shortchanged a little bit. I mean, is there a slim chance that Højlund gets a cameo tomorrow? Then they win. It's going to be Johnny Evans FC, says Liam. Yeah, you're going to see... I mean, look, let's go through that team. Onana, Wan-Bissaka not starting, Dalot starting. Has he moved ahead of Wan-Bissaka? Obviously, Varane and Lisandro and Luke Shaw are going to be, first choice. Bruno and Casemiro with Mount at number 10, maybe? Or will it be Mount next to Casemiro with Bruno at number 10? As long as they're on the bloody wing, I think we can all sleep well. Anthony off the right, Garnacho off the left, and Rashford down the middle. And I think that's the predict. I mean, look, pre-season Pirlo. I think that this is. I enjoy pre-season, but I think people overhype pre-season. Oh, Jadon Sancho, he can be the next Lewandowski. Oh, Sancho So it can be that, but he's not even on the. He's not even starting. He's not even starting, and we've still got Rasmus Højlund to come into this team, potentially Amrabat to come into this team. So I think that's his strongest team at the moment, and I think it's an indication of what we might do against Wolves. As for the Dublin game, I know we'll have a lot of people who are going to the game tomorrow. You won't see this team tomorrow. It would be ridiculously dangerous to start a team 2 times in 2 days. So you might get cameos. What I mean by that is this team might play an hour and then play another half an hour tomorrow. And I hope that's what does happen, because it's always nice for the fans to see that. But if he plays this lot for 70, 80 minutes, you probably won't see hardly any of them tomorrow. Maybe Bruno, that'd be about it. No more than one player around the ref next season going the way of rugby, which I like, says 58 Go. And Mark, I will sell McTominay, Fred, Donny and Keith Maybury with Amrabat for first half of the season. I think he got some glimpses in centre midfield position, says Jay. Well, you know, it's the predictive nature, really. It's the predictive nature of football that pre-season you see this happen every year. You get up at silly o'clock, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning all season, and you know you're going to see Ten Hag pick a proper team. We in the UK, we get up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning for Wrexham reserves, and you know he picks a reserve team against Dortmund, and you try and convince yourself that people like Ahmad and Mabry and Sancho and all these people are going to be part of the team. And then you get a week out from the start of the season and reality bites. And that is the reality. It's predictable. It always was. So, yeah. Has Sheikh Jazim upped his offer to 6 billion, says Wolfie. We're going to talk about that in a minute. There is an update on the sale. There's a few topical things to discuss. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that, Simon. But I've just got to add an update. Højlund is in the tunnel, waiting to walk out. So that's the Lens team. I'll read that out for you because my eyes ain't that good. So, here we go. Let's have a look at this. Exciting. 2 games in 2 days, though. Looks like tomorrow's game isn't going to be as good. But we will be here because that's what we do as United fans. Thanks for all the early super chats, by the way. So the team sheet for Lens is Samba, Mercado, Danzo, Samed, Sotoka, Medina, Diouf, Fulgini, Grady, Thomason and Frankowski. I know some of these players, but not... I mean, look. That team against that Lens team should be... I'm expecting Man United to step out and deliver today. I think goals. I'm thinking goals. I'm thinking 3 or 4-0. That's what I'm thinking. Ex-Red Devil says, great, I'm going to Dublin to watch Maguire and the under-21s. I feel for you. I should have done another show in Dublin. Somebody offered me a good venue tonight and said, come and do a Saturday night show in Dublin. And I was like, I'm having an Indian watching a film. I don't want to. I'm an Indian takeaway. I've done 3 shows in Dublin this year, but I feel guilty for Dublin now. You know, yeah. Your only hope, Dublin, is that team that Ten Hag has picked comes off after an hour, because the thing is as well, I've got to be honest here. I thought he'd pick a stronger team against Bilbao because they're a better team than Lens and they play a better brand of football. So I'm surprised. I thought he would go stronger in Dublin, but you know, Ten Hag's his own man. He's his own man. He does his own thing. That is United's strongest team playing today. Get excited. Have you got the team sheet? It's just going round, mate. It'll come around on the screen in a minute. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. You're very, very welcome. That subscriber count is wrong, and it's been wrong for a long time. So let me... It's the laziness of the tour. Actually, it's the opposite of that. It's how busy we are for the tour. We are currently on... Oppenheimer's better than Barbie, says Mello. Yep, as I said... it was good. We're on 703,000. We're nearly at 704. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. I'm going to change that. So yeah, there was a story about the sale yesterday, but I'm just very wary of Rasmus Højlund walking out onto the pitch. I think we all are. Rashford's trying to score goals in the top corner, so he doesn't want anyone sharing his popularity. I'm number one. I don't know whether you will be with Rasmus around, Marcus. Rasmus is about to be the king, the new king with the R. I'm hyping him up a lot, but sod it. You know what? You know me. I do like Rashford, but I think Rasmus is going to be the new kid on the block. I really do. I think he's going to be the superstar. But then the camera cuts to Garnacho, and you go, we have got some superstars in this team. Superstars elect, I call them. Not erect. I said elect. None of that. You filth. Yeah, there we go. No, we're not on 700. What am I doing? I'm cheating. I'm cheating here. We're not on 7. We're not on that either. I'm moving ahead here. What's going on here? I don't know what I'm doing here. As many people have said before. What are we actually on? We're not on 1,730,000, you cheeky git. You're not on that. We're not on that. I'm struggling here. Why have they got Dion Dublin on MUTV? God, it depresses you. Oh, God, he does Homes Under the Hammer. Oh, MUTV's bloody poor, isn't it? Why don't they get good people on? Dion Dublin. Bloody hell, my eyes are bleached. Go on, hammer some homes, Dion. Yeah, it is what it is. You know what MUTV is? It's good for pre-season. That's what it is. Asher, welcome to the Members Club. MUTV is good for pre-season because they have the games on. Anything else, it's just propaganda TV, isn't it? It's like Liverpool TV. It's like Arsenal TV. They have to, quite rightly, kiss the arse of the club. It's the only way that things like that can prosper is if the club is run well and everything's positive, because ultimately a propaganda channel doesn't work when you've got bad owners. So it's a propaganda channel. It's positive TV, says Carmichael. Yeah, that's what I mean. And it's hard to be positive when you've got an ownership like the Glazers. Now, there was a bit of breaking news last night. That's the team for Manchester United. There was a bit of breaking news last night in relation to the sale. Neil Custis in The Sun coming out saying that Qatar are confident they'll have the football club by November for around 6 billion. Rasmus is official. Okay, we've got it. Here we go. Højlund official. Let's do this. We should have some quotes coming in. I knew as soon as I started talking about the sale, they'd announce it. I actually think United did that on purpose. I think the minute I started talking about the sale, they've gone, quick, shut him up. Do Rasmus. So he's going to be walking out on the pitch very, very soon here. Manchester United have announced Rasmus Højlund as a Manchester United player. Scott McTominay's out of today's game with a small medical issue. Probably trying to get himself that there. He's going to be on the pitch at 12:35, which is good. And I'm trying to find some quotes here. Yeah, we've got a bit of a video of him in a shirt on the Man United Twitter page. So we haven't got the quotes coming out yet, but we will have those coming out very, very soon. Obviously, most of us are watching this at the moment as well, Captain Bruno. So as soon as we get you any quotes, we will go to those. But yeah, I'll go back to what I was saying there. Manchester United are apparently Qatar are apparently positive that they will get this deal done by November. This is coming out from The Sun, and it's coming out from Neil Custis. It came out quite late last night. I've got to be honest with you, when it comes to the sale, I'm not where I was before. And what I mean by that is I'm not where I was before in relation to the excitement, because I think we've been up and down so much. I'm surprised it's low, but I don't mind, says Robert McCormack. I mean, I suppose that's just a little bit of petulance and moodiness, which I would own up to myself. I wanted this sale done this summer. I think next season could be damaged by the fact that we haven't done it this summer. No credit to Mark. Southgate said what he said, says Quiet Mind. Don't know what you mean. I think it's... it'd be nice when United have got new ownership, but ultimately I just think it's, at the moment, just a little bit, of a delay. I've got someone in the tunnel at United, so I'm just messaging them. I hope you're well. Please shout out our son, Jawad, who got married yesterday to Rizma. It would have been a fantastic wedding gift if the Glazers were out. Hashtag Sheikh Jazim from Mum and Dad, says Sarah Ibrahim. Thank you very much. What a lovely message. I'm happy to share those sort of things if you want to. Thank you very much for that. I am just waiting. 12:35 is when he's going to walk out on the pitch in 5 minutes. But I've got people. Faz is in the ground. Ryan's in the ground. Sam's in the ground. We've got press access today because it's a pre-season friendly. So they're obviously in and about sending me stuff. So I know he's in the tunnel ready to come on. He's been in there for about 5 minutes. So he's just hanging around in the tunnel at the moment. And obviously MUTV are not going to go to the tunnel because they want this big thing that we're just all waiting for, which is very exciting. And look, I don't know what the future holds. I mean, I'll be absolutely honest with you. I don't expect to have any contact with Rasmus anymore because... Oh, I have. He says the welcome has been very warm already. I just sent him a message last night saying, enjoy tomorrow, what a day it's going to be walking out on that pitch. And he's just said, yeah, the welcome's been fantastic already. So, but I was just about to say, and, you know, that's nice, but I was just about to say, I don't necessarily think I'll get any more contact from Rasmus because once he gets into the clutches of Man United's PR machine, they want to control it. And I'm fine with that. You know, we were ahead of the game and that relationship was there way before United. So, you know, I just want it. All I want to do is like you lot, when he walks on the pitch today, the dream begins, doesn't it? I just want him to score goals for Manchester United. That's all I want to do. I want him to be successful. I want Anana to be successful. I want Mason Mount to be successful. I just want them to do the job for Manchester United. Forget the PR machine. You know, that's been our problem for 10 years. These people are in the guise of Eric Ten Hag. We just want them to work. MUTV are currently showing a player walk out on the pitch with the shirt. His name is Rafael Varane because it's a clip from before, but we're about to get this again. It's hotter than the sun at Old Trafford, says Billy. Hopefully he can drive the rain away. Højlund's still not in, Mark. Rick really made me day yesterday on Evans is the best centre-back. Anyway, 7 months member, says Sir John. I haven't watched that video with Ricky yet. I watched a little bit. And then I had to go out and I've not watched it, but I've seen the clips. Morning, Mark. I hope you're doing well. Do you think Man United will win today, says J. Dot. Yes, I think it'll be a comfortable win for Manchester United today. And I think we need to score some goals. I think when I'm doing the match reaction in a couple of hours, I look back to pre-season in America and I said, we've got no fluidity in the final third. We're getting overrun in the midfield and we're making defensive errors. We've got our best defence today. We've got our best midfield today. We've got our best attack today, minus any new signings that are going to come in. I want to see us strong and dominant. I want to see 80% possession on that stats wheel. I want to see fluidity. I want to see ideas. I want to see a chemistry. And I think we will see that today. Because what we do need going into this final week of pre-season is we need to come away from this game today, because Dublin tomorrow will be different. That will not be our first team. So we need to come away from this game tonight and go, you know what, this is potentially... At the end of this game, I want to watch it and I want to go, you stick Rasmus Højlund in that team, shift Rashford back to the left, let's get ready to roll. And also, on Marcus Rashford, if he doesn't want to pass this season, I want him out the team for Garnacho or Sancho. I want to see rotation. If Højlund doesn't do that great at the start, put Martial up front. If Anthony's not doing that great on the right, put Rashford on the right. I saw something today. I tell you what, I saw something today, and I couldn't believe it. I got up, I went to the toilet, I looked down, and I went, "Wow, you're a..." No, I didn't really. I saw some clips of Cavani scoring some goals for Manchester United. And look, I was dead against Cavani because of his injury record. Brilliant striker, but I knew it would go wrong on injury, and I was right. And I was angry about that signing. But what a striker when he was fit. It surprised me the amount of lovely crosses that came in from Rashford on the right for Cavani's head. 3 or 4. 3 or 4. Now, over a season, 3 or 4 crosses onto the head of your striker, that's not bad. That's not bad. So I'm like, is it that Marcus Rashford doesn't like to put crosses into the box? Because he certainly bloody well can. Is it that Marcus Rashford doesn't like to play on the right-hand side because he wants to come in from the left and shoot? Because on the right-hand side, he's got a very good cross on him that a quality striker like Cavani benefited from. I just think the balance of our attack needs to change. Maybe Anthony on the left, whipping crosses in naturally. Maybe Rashford on the right, whipping crosses in naturally. Now we've got a striker. These are options that Ten Hag can take on board. Or he can ignore. Have you heard anything on Branthwaite from Everton? Jacob, I heard we were linked to him. Adam is sickened. I bought a ticket for the game in Dublin. Now I see the team today and I fear I've paid €90 for under 23 game, says Adam. Adam, can we all pray for Dublin? I think that your hope rests on the 60th minute. If he changes the team in the 60th minute, you'll see a lot of those players. If he doesn't change the team in 60th minute, you won't see hardly any of them. When you trust your striker to finish, you do it, says Robert McCormack. Yeah, look, options are there. Robert, I thought you were going to Dublin, actually. Didn't you message me about that? I don't know. But as you can tell, I'm buzzing. I'm excited. I'm very excited. I've got some great news for you, by the way. The Goldbridge podcast is out next week for the start of the new season. I've heard Lineker's got a new podcast with Shearer and Mika Richards. Boring. The only good thing about that podcast is Mika. Rubbish. New podcast from Lineker. Get in the bin. Neville's probably got a new one as well. Goldbridge podcast out next week. It's different than everybody else's podcast, and it's coming next week. A weekly podcast. It's not United Stand. It's football, but it's not United Stand. So I'm excited about that. Excited about the new season as well. Talking about that's football. We'll start the season with loads of watch-alongs next weekend. 3:00 games. You've got Liverpool against Chelsea on the Sunday. And then Man United on the Monday. So, look, football's back. I've got my Fantasy Premier League stream I'm doing on That's Football at some point where you can help me pick the team and join the league. Got a big prize up for that. So, look, I'm really excited. I'm really buzzing. But ultimately, your bread and butter is this. It's Manchester United. Joshua, thank you very much. Well, whoever said 12:35 on the pitch for Rasmus Højlund, you're fucking wrong. You're wrong. It's 12:37. So, I think he's going to come out now. Here we go. Rasmus. That's got to be the chant. That works. It's epic. Imagine the Old Trafford crowd just going, Rasmus. Epic. Here he comes. There he is. Hotter than the sun. It's not sunny, it's raining. Oh, this is a great moment. Look at his face. Look at his face. He punches Fred the Red. He didn't. He gave him a high five. Oh, I get the feeling. He's like, it reminds me of a young Brad Pitt. He's got that aura about him. Rasmus. Here we go. Oh, I wish he was playing this weekend. I can't wait. Welcome, Rasmus, as SK. I can't wait. I respect the hair as well. I don't know whether that's natural, but I used to have hair like that when I was younger. I modelled it on Beckham. dark round the sides, bleached on top. Now I'm dark on top, grey round the sides. Oh, this is great. It's great. Will he play tomorrow? I doubt it. But I'd bloody love it. Dublin wins if Rasmus plays tomorrow, even for 10 minutes. Rasmus. Reminds me of Maximus. That's why I did it. I love the film Gladiator. I don't know. Look, Old Trafford and United fans don't need me to help them with the songs, but I think there would be something really epic about Rasmus. Just sounds like Maximus. Absolutely brilliant. We don't want some 80s bloody pop tune that sounds like Højlund in it, do we? We want something epic. He's a striker. You know, like when Rude scored, everyone would go, Rude. It just sounded epic. But 90s curtains are coming back. I used to have that haircut as well, Billy. I won't be having that again. Thank you very much. But Rasmus Højlund on the pitch. The journey begins. Of course it does. On the Old Trafford pitch. The legend begins. There we go. Love it. Don't have a picture with Fred the Red. He's a bloody idiot. Look at that. Look at him. Looks like a bloody idiot. There we go. So yeah, Rasmus on the pitch. 20,000 people nearly watching this as well. Great. Welcome back to Manchester United. Welcome back to Old Trafford. It's over for City and Arsenal. We've signed Ric Flair, says Mr. Cam. Yes. I just can't wait to see him play games. I can't wait to see him play games. That video I did a couple of weeks ago. Winter is coming, says Chris. Beautiful moment. Look, I've got to be honest, you know, ranking these moments, I loved Varane. That has eclipsed it for me. And I don't know why. A 20-year-old from Atalanta, you know, so much developmental work to be done. But that, for me, if Varane was a 6 out of 10 walking on the pitch, that was 10 out of 10. Absolutely great moment and really excited by it. I just think, you know, obviously, if you've been part of this community, we knew about this deal 2 months ago before anybody else. That's where Hotter Than the Sun comes from, and it's never been in doubt. Even though many people did doubt us, it's never been in doubt. He's absolutely such an exciting player, but he's not the real thing. Mark's like a proud dad. Don't make me sad. I actually could be his dad, like easily. Not in that sense. Bloody well, the wife just walked past. No, I've never been to Denmark. No, but like I'm excited. He's not the finished article. He's a developmental player, absolutely. But I think it's because he's a striker. I've explained this before. It's because he's a striker. That's what it is. And we haven't. Many of you won't have had this before. You might have experienced it with Rashford, I suppose, when they come through the youth. But when we bought Ronaldo, look, when you bring a player through the youth, it's great. It's great. But it's also great when you buy a young player before they've been to Real Madrid, before they've been at Spurs. When you buy a young player from a lower league club in the UK or a foreign club like Atalanta or Sporting Lisbon, when you buy them at that age and they're not the finished article and you turn them into something world class, they're yours. And they always feel like yours. It's like Ronaldo. Ronaldo always feels like he's made in Manchester because we got him from Sporting Lisbon and Sir Alex Ferguson moulded him into what he is today, or what he was probably 10 years ago, to be fair, in his prime. But I just think that potential's there with Rasmus. It really is. And there's nothing like scoring goals. And there's nothing like having a striker that you believe in and you feel that like they're part of your club and they're going to be here for a very long time. And he loves Manchester United. Like, he's a Man United fan. He's so happy to be here. And who's to say he won't go to Real Madrid or Barcelona in the future? But that'll be because United have failed. If we can match ambitions of the fans and the players, then he will be here for years and years. And look, can you imagine Can you imagine how happy we're going to be if we're beating Luton 3-0 and he scored 2 goals, or we win at Anfield in the last minute and he scores? I mean, I'm getting goosebumps inside. I haven't felt this about a striker in a long time. You know, I'm a bit like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I haven't felt like this in a long time. I haven't. Currently getting a United tattoo and delighted to have the watch along for the next while, says Luna. Great stuff. Such a great feeling to get someone in there we need and wants to be here, says Billy. Rory, welcome to Members Club. Thank you everyone who is a member, by the way. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. You can do that by clicking the join button, of course, or the link in the live chat. Secretly, I'm hoping for a regen of Rooney. Whatever he is, I hope he plays with passion and works hard to SK. Oh, he's a bit of a shithouse. Natty, welcome to Members Club. I didn't really mention that in the live chat. He's a bit of a shithouse, yeah. He'll put himself around. 20 years of age as well. Yeah, he will do. Right, I need to get the timer going here. We're about ready to start. Let me find the timer. What? You're an idiot. You had it before. You had the timer. Oh, you fucking idiot. I know what you've done. You've bloody deleted it. You thought you were being clever, clearing your desktop, and you've cleared the bloody timer. What a prat. Right, I will get this sorted. It won't take me long. But you've got United Stand community maddest man now. It's me. I'm an idiot. If Rasmus was watching, he'd be fuming. He loves the watch along. Right, let's go. Manchester United, the Lens fans are loving it. Man United are about to start here. Goldbridge has messed up the timer. This is what pre-season's all about. You bloody twat. You bloody twat. Anyway, what I will do is I'll talk to you about all the breaking news. What number do you think Rasmus should wear, says United? Oh, I don't really know. Well, I don't really know. Let me get this timer on. Bruno's about... Bruno's... You could have waited, Bruno. You could have waited. Right, I need to... If I change it to timer, I won't delete it. I thought it was just a media source. Right, here we go. Lupitz, where are you? There we go. Idiot. Idiot Bridge. Oh, my God. What's going on here? He's green. It's the green screen. No, what? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't speak. I can't see. There we go. Scooby-Doo. Let's get that timer right. It's wrong. Oh, look, don't you just love this community? We have a good laugh. Entertainment, that's what we are. I'm redefining what we are. I refuse to be called a fan channel. Such a wanky description of what we are. We're fan entertainment, that's what we are. Hotter than the sun, here we go, says HC. And this is our dream team. Will be awesome if they play well, says Visas. Got to be number 9, surely, says G. So Bruno looks like he's playing deeper here. Keep an eye on Bruno and Mount. No. Mount's playing deeper. A lot of people were wondering where Mount's going to play. Mount's playing in the Ericsson role. And obviously Casemiro's playing in his normal role. What do you think about ripped jeans? Oh, you're an idiot. I'm too old for this. I'm too old for this. My back. Getting off a chair is easy for many people. That could have been... They're not naturally ripped. They just have got ripped because I'm lazy. I wore them down the shops the other day and I got loads of looks. I'm not falling off. Imagine that. Goldbridge falls off and breaks his neck. It would make people's day, really. Oh. Good knock. Oh, Lens are in. And Arna saves it, but it was a cross. If I'm being honest with you, it wasn't even a shot. Oh, so happy to have football back. New podcast, brand new podcast. I'll give you the details where you can give us a follow when it's out. Oh no. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Højlund sustained a small issue during pre-season training with Atalanta, so he's not actually ready to play. Man United said it could take a few weeks for him to reach match fitness. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fucking hell. I can't speak. Look, it's just one of those things at the moment. He hasn't got a cruciate ligament injury. You wouldn't sign him on a medical. Hold on, Garnacho's in on the left-hand side here. Up against his man, lays it off. Greedy. The cross should have gone in. We talk about Anthony. We talk about Rashford. I think you've got to throw Garnacho in there as well. He's got to be passing there. Selfish wingers again. And we need to call it out. We love these players, but they've got to be less selfish. Garnacho does everything right here. And there's the pass. And he ignores it. And there's 3 players in the box. Højlund number 17 once Fred leaves, I reckon, says Lee. Yeah, look, it's disappointing about Højlund. We're probably not going to see him starting games until after the international break, are we? If it's going to take a few weeks. It's a bit ambiguous what that says. So basically it's saying Højlund has a little bit of an issue. He's not able to play at the moment, and it will take a few weeks for him to get up to match fitness. Is he match fit now? No. Is he able to train now? If he is, there's no reason he can't be on the bench, because if he's on the bench, match fitness is different to fitness. If it's going to take him a few weeks to get match fit, that doesn't mean he can't be on the bench for Wolves or Spurs, etc. It just means he can't start. So we'll no doubt get some clarity from Erik ten Hag on that one. But again, it's a massive blow for Dublin. You won't be getting any Højlund tomorrow. And they're already going to be clock watching here. How many minutes will these players play? Could they play in Dublin tomorrow? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Raven says we've signed another croc. Mate, he's just done a medical for Man United. Like, it will be nothing significant. Jack says, you're typically United transfer. I'm sick of it. And I don't think he'll flop. What's the sale talk, Mark, says Daniel. So, yeah, I was talking about this before. There was a story last night in The Sun from Neil Custis, who is a good journalist, saying that Man United expect to sell by November to Qatar and that they're still very confident of buying the club. That was basically the update. I don't think it was anything to massively get excited about, because people I speak to still think that Qatar will... Rashford's just shot it over the bar from 30 yards. People still think that Qatar are confident, and, Sir Jim hasn't really said anything of confidence. But look, in relation to the sale, if it happens, it's good news. I wanted it to happen before this summer transfer window. I think if this season doesn't go well, it's on the Glazers. But you know what, though? Can I just say this? Let me just read this super chat. Really hope Rasmus does well, but you're blowing more smoke up his arse than a London chimney. Don't want to set up for a fall, but happy to be wrong, says Kieran. No, Kieran, I'm not hyping him up. I'm backing a player. J. Dot has just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much, J. Dot. You're a legend. Mark, I wish I had your hair. My hairline is in a relegation battle, says AM. I'm blessed. I am blessed. Thank you very much, AM. No, I'm just backing a player. But I saw... let me just read you the quote, because then, I can't be misinterpreted here, because I think it's always good to be accurate. So... this was what... let me find it first. Might take me a while. I'll keep you updated with what's going on in the game as well. I've cleared the game. McTominay's out today with an injury as well, so you won't see him in Dublin. That's a positive. Maguire probably will play. West Ham are very interested in him. Hold up. Cross from Delo. Back into Anthony. Need to start. Anthony's another player, isn't he? Here he is. Nice little play. Delo. You see, we still ignore the cross into the box, don't we? There was 2 crosses into the box there. One from Anthony. One from Delo. Completely ignored. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, so here it is. So Rio Ferdinand says, I'm really happy with the transfer window. They were very decisive. They had their targets and got them in quickly. There hasn't been a saga like in recent years. They quickly understood that they wouldn't have Harry Kane. I like that approach. So Rio basically saying happy with the transfer window. United have been very decisive, and they had their targets and they got them in quickly. I mean, I think Rio's been angling for a job at Man United for years now, and I don't know whether he thinks that the Glazers might be staying, so he better start being nice to them again, or whether he genuinely believes it's been a really good transfer window. But I don't agree with that. We've been quick and decisive. Why is Kim Min-jae wearing a Bayern Munich shirt? Why did Mason Mount take over a month? Why did Onana take over a month? Rasmus Højlund's only just signed. Where are the sales? I don't think this has been this fantastic transfer window. I personally think it's United feeding information to certain people who are happy to be their PR piece this summer. I'm not saying Rio is. I wasn't actually talking about him. I'm talking about certain other accounts that over the last month seem to have lived up the arse of this football club. And, they do it to get little bits of information about when signings are going to be made and, when official announcements are going to be done. But I don't think this summer transfer window has been any different than any other transfer window. I think it's... in fact, if you look at last year, Anthony, Martinez, Eriksson and Malacia were all available for the first game of the season. We've only got Onana and Mount available for the first game of the season. So... But this is what I mean. It's propaganda bollocks. Oh, this summer's been brilliant. We've been so effective. We've been so quick. We've got 2 signings ready for the Wolves game. Last season we had 4. And yes, we had to make some late deals for Casemiro and Anthony. But we had... no, we didn't have... We had 3. Sorry, I named Anthony. We had 3 ready for the first game of the season last year. So Anthony came in later. Anthony and Casemiro came in later, but we had Martinez, Eriksson and Malacia ready for the first game of the season. This time, we've only got 2 ready, because Højlund's not going to be ready for the first game of the season. And last season, we were crap at selling, and this summer we've been crap at selling. What's your Premier League predictions coming out? We just had a foul by Casemiro here. My Premier League predictions will be coming out probably Tuesday. I think I'll put them out. Patch Pockets, thank you very much for being a member. Gutted paid £150 for tickets tomorrow. Don't think I'll even go now. Where do I get my refund? Says Danny. Lots of unhappy fans going to Dublin. Lots of people have been laughing at them. I think that is not very community-like. Obviously, United have picked their strongest team for this game today, and if you're going to the Aviva in Dublin tomorrow, you're going to be watching Harry Maguire FC. Are you worried for the Champions League draw? Says Exop. I'd need to know when it is to be worried about it. Are Lens Mount fans? They have his initials on their shirt, says Dean. And when will kit numbers switch? Varane is number 4, says Anthony Drayton. I don't know. Danny probably paid 150 quid because he bought more than 1 ticket. I think they're about €90 a ticket, aren't they? So, But a steady first 10 minutes here. Lens have been pretty combative. I'll give them that. United have been a little bit static in the final third again. We're struggling for identity. Ant says it's poor. It's not necessarily a negative thing because it was the same last season. But we have got no identity in the final third. There's no structure. There's no cohesion. There's no chemistry. There's no plan. It's not working at the moment, much the same as last year. We will score goals, but I feel the goals are going to come from moments rather than a defined plan. It's very side to side, and Varane goes back to Onana there. And this is what I mean. You can have a ball-playing goalkeeper, but he can't make things happen in the final third. And he goes long there, and it's back with the landskeeper. The Champions League draw is on August the 7th. Okay. What time is that at, Ty? Because is that the group stage as well? JM, sorry about that. Sorry for missing it. Transfer. Oh, hold on. Lens on the attack. Left back. Into the box. Cuts it back. Shoots. Ooh, wide. Probably the best chance of the game. Shoots wide. There was players in front of him for the number 7, but it was a good... I mean, that to me is... That's cohesion. Left back overlaps, cuts it back to the striker, lays it off to the midfielder who shoots wide. That If United did that, I'd applaud it. Overlapping fullback, into the striker, lays it off, shoot for the midfielder. I'd love to see United do some stuff like that. I really would. The transfer window has been 4 or 5, nothing good about it. No sales, been bullshit, says Jared. There is a huge... Look, I'm really happy with Onana. Hopefully Mount will work out. Len's on the attack again here. Højlund I'm very excited about. But I don't know why there is a real PR... You might agree with it. But in my opinion, there is a real PR out there to make out that this window has been really good. Is it people trying to keep their jobs when Qatar gets hold of it? Well, we're Man United fans. We've seen every summer transfer window for the last 30, 40 years, some of us. This is not a unique transfer window. We've paid market value or more for every signing that we've made. We haven't been quick and decisive, and we've not sold anybody. I don't know why it's being sold as an amazing transfer window, and I don't get why certain United accounts that I actually respect are suddenly... Oh, yeah, we'll be positive. And then they come out with these, what a ball. What a ball. If we score here, it's absolutely brilliant. Oh, Mason Mount, fuck off. Oh, no, Mason. You've just ruined what would have been a great goal. He's got a smile on his face, but God almighty, that would have been a great goal. The ball was magnificent. Mount. Oh, God. It's only pre-season. We can laugh. He is laughing. It's okay, we're going to get to see Starboy Maguire play tomorrow, says Dan. The game today was only announced after they sold out the Dublin game for tomorrow, says Connor. Yeah. I think a few people will be happy with that. Garnacho did everything he needed to do. Who hit that pass? Who hit that pass? Was it Delo? Unbelievable pass to Garnacho, who crosses it to Mount, who is going to be clipped. Every Chelsea fan right now is on... He's clipping clips. It's Bruno. It's Bruno. The Bruno pass to Garnacho is delightful. Oh, mate, this is a tap-in. I mean, my gran will score this. She'd rise from the dead and score that. Whoa. It's pre-season, let's laugh, but it's a bad miss. It's a bad miss. But the pass by Bruno was unbelievable. And Garnacho did everything right. In the world of wanting unselfish wingers, he did it all right. The pass from Bruno was delectable. But Mount, let's hope he gets another chance and scores, because that's the sort of thing that can kickstart your career. How can it be a good window if Maguire and McTominay are still here, says Brian. Thank you very much, Brian. Now Len's on the attack. And nothing there. Any smart person knows pre-season doesn't guarantee stars playing. Why would anyone complain? My first ever United match was the 0-4 Ollie game, says Canna. Thank you very much. The thing I would say about Mason Mount is if he could miss another sitter. If he scores the winner against Wolves, that's all that matters. He can't be a flop in pre-season. I don't care what anybody says. You can't be you can be crap in pre-season, but you can't be a flop. Chelsea are signing Sanchez from Brighton. What's your opinion on that one, Mark? I think it's a bit of a sweetener, Jerry, to get the Casido deal done. I mean, Sanchez has sort of was a player that we would have considered. I like Lens. I like this game. It's been quite open. Lovely ball into the box. Martinez makes a good slide tackle. He'll love that. You gotta do the right time, and the time, a little change. They're on the break again here, Lens. It's a 2v2. They've certainly been proactive. Lays it off again. Another shot. Just wide. Onana dives, but it's wide. People are saying Voot Mount. I do believe I've met the words. Let's not start slagging a player off in pre-season. Has anybody had any problems getting on the watch along? Because Ryan's at Old Trafford and he says that it's saying stream unavailable. But maybe it's Old Trafford. Maybe Old Trafford has blocked YouTube. Imagine that. I'm excited for Rasmus, but if we don't cross the ball, we'll be graveyard shift, says Brian. Just need to let you out, to let you in again. I just need to feel the love again. So what's it all about? Do you really want to know? I do believe I met the words. Good shot there. Bruno just over the bar. No, it's Mount again. Bruno's having a good game. Bruno's looking sharp. Look, I want Mason Mount to succeed. It's Garnacho down the left-hand side again. He's had a great half. Another good cross. And Mount's not got a left... that's his right foot. $10 ticket, Mains versus Burnley friendly, says Lonely Loner. Thoughts on Ricky saying Evans and Lindelof are better than Martinez and Varane? Also that Evans is our best centre-back. He'd be brilliant on TalkSport, says Robble. Apparently he wants a job on TalkSport. That's why he keeps coming up with his opinions. Excited to have done that one as well. Such a great feeling to get someone in that we need and wants to be here, says Billy Ward, talking about Rasmus. Great show, Mark. Do you think we get a better bench to be able to compete this year, says Sa? I don't think we'll really learn anything about United till the season starts, really. Yeah, I just read what Beth said on Twitter. Mount should have scored, but the fact he's getting into these positions is a positive. What an album, says Shane. Cast all change. Yeah, it's a nice ball over the top here, but there's a Nana. Look at the little glancing header into Delo. Very, very... it's offside as well. Look, I think Mason Mount will end up being a good signing because Ten Hag is obsessed with him. But City, looking at Elise, reckon we can hijack, says Max. We won't even look at it. The only negative, potential negative I've got about Mason Mount is that I just do not look at him and see a Man United player. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. What a goal. What a goal. Well, it ain't just Mount that's getting clipped. Onana's getting clipped as well. What a goal. And De Gea might be sat there with a little smile on his face. It's happened in a pre-season game. The sweeper keeper ball playing goalkeeper has been exposed. Delo plays a short pass to Varane. It's not got enough weight on it. The Lens player walks onto it in the centre circle and instantly lobs Onana, who is off his line on the edge of the box. That's the risk. I mean, the positive is it's happened in pre-season, but that stray Delo pass is the problem here. People, idiots, will blame it on Onana. If you've got a sweeper keeper, You've got to look after the ball better. Deleu's pass causes that problem. It's a bad pass. It's a perfect pass for the Lens player who lobs Onana on his home debut and puts Onana in the back of the net. You only get 1 goal for that. You don't get 2 for the goalkeeper in there as well. But naive, unintelligent people. Thank you. Just as you walk in. Thank you. The wife just walked in with a cup of tea as I was saying naive, unintelligent people. That's not what I meant. But naive, unintelligent people will blame Onana there. No, he's in the right position. It's Deleu's pass. You know, any sweeper keeper, Alisson, Edison, they're in big danger. But, you know, embrace the banter, because that's what football fans will all be about. We will be getting ripped because Mason Mount's missed an open goal and Onana's been lobbed. So, look, it's an Arsenal fan's wet dream. It's a Chelsea fan's, you know, fantasy. It's a Liverpool fan's enjoyable Saturday afternoon. But the reality is that Deleu's made a massive mistake, and you know, shouldn't be off his line. Whitney, have you ever played football before? He's a sweeper keeper, and we've got the ball. If he was stood on his fucking line, he'd look a dickhead. We're in possession of the ball. He's a sweeper keeper. He should be on at least the edge of his box. I would argue he was actually not a, you know, he could have been another 5 metres further forward. We're in possession. We're in possession. He's got every right as a sweeper keeper to be further than the edge of his box. That is the equivalent of an open goal for a striker, because as soon as Deleu passes it to the striker, he's not even got to take a touch either. It's right into the striker's path. He can hit it first time. There is no blame on Onana there. He's in exactly the same position that Alisson would be in. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Here's Garnacho. He's looked lively. He's going forward. He's all on his own. He may as well shoot. Oh, good play. Good play by Garnacho. He's been lively. Deleu needs to go, blood. Take Onana with him, says Beth Stepbro. Come on. You're talking out your arse here. Garnacho's been good. This sort of stuff will be ironed out. Eric Ten will sort it. Bit fortunate it's because we aren't used to high line keepers. Need to adapt. I sense the clip, says SK. Lovely play by Garnacho. All the Ten Hag first choice transfer makings errors not right. Look on Ten Hag, says Jay. And such a great feeling to get. Okay, we'll get your chats in. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $sign. United losing to Lens here 1-0. Again, look, you know what? We can talk about football at whatever level you want. You can be a basic prat and clip up Onana and Mount and say we're going to struggle because we've made mistakes in pre-season. Or you can focus in on the biggest problem. You know what the biggest problem here is? Fuck all going on in the attack. No fluidity. No pattern of play. No cohesion. No identity. Long balls up to Marcus Rashford. These are the things that are being covered up and hidden by Mount missing an open goal and Onana getting lobbed. We are 25 minutes, nearly half an hour into a game at Old Trafford with our strongest team, and we can't create nothing. Creating nothing. There's no pattern of play in the final third. If I'm Wolves, I'm looking at this and going, you know, we keep it tight, we'll be all right. Is Rashford playing? Well, look, you know, I don't think Rashford likes playing up front. Well said, Mark. Same thing happened to Ramsdale versus Sporting Lisbon last season, says Showtime. Look, we'll watch it again at half-time. I'm just telling you now, that striker just... I mean, look, if that was a training ground exercise, you're basically saying to Onana, stand on your edge of the box and striker, run onto the ball and shoot. if you're a good striker, it's in your favour. Remember when McTominay beat Edison from 40 yards? I'm not worried about Onana getting lobbed. It happens, says Kieran. I think if you played the game or you know the game, then you see that scenario. That happens to Alisson. It happens to Edison. It happens to any goalkeeper that's a sweeper keeper. Neuer. They're all going to get beat in that situation with that shot. It's not savable if you are an edge of your box goalkeeper. Does De Gea get beaten there? I mean, even De Gea might have been on the edge of his box for that, because we're in possession of the ball and Dalot could pass it back. So I think any goalkeeper is in trouble in that scenario, if I'm being honest. And I like Dalot, but that goal's on him. He's basically giving him an assist. Robert says Eriksen's a massive miss. No one to control the game. And Marcus showing his 350k a week attitude. All the players are the same when they get 300k, says Jay. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Appreciate that. You can do that through the $sign if you wish. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're on the road to 704,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. All the watch-alongs. We're at the ground as well. Hopefully we'll get a word with one of the players again. And don't forget Manscaped. We are sponsored by Manscaped. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. 20% off with the code TUS and free delivery. They've also got these beautiful new things out, which are beard trimmers. So powerful. Feel the force. 10 different shaving lengths. And I'd actually have a shave live on air now. But I haven't got a mirror. That's the highlight of the half. And that's just what? A few seconds, and I've just done all underneath there. Magnificent. Brilliant. You all laughed at Ramsdale for the same thing against Sporting, where Arsenal were in possession. He was up there and got chipped. Also, but you all blamed him instead of the guy that lost the ball, says Sports Capital. You do realise you're talking about a game none of us probably watched. We all laughed at Ramsdale against Sporting Lisbon. I didn't watch Arsenal play Sporting Lisbon, so I didn't laugh. Jar Jar has been a member for 13 months. We will win the game, but we didn't look good at all during the pre-season, says Grosser. Cup of tea. I'm not massively worried about pre-season. Dalot overhits every pass. Crosses, got to learn how to hit it right. Ask my step, sis. How I? Beth step, bro, okay. Hi, Mark. If we get any injuries season, we are where we're most vulnerable. Casemiro, Patrick. I'm gonna need that lawnmower from a midnight jungle, says AM. And all right, yeah, says, you remember when you said that United should look at replacing Bruno before Varane? Kinda nuts. What are you basing that on? Don't know the context. What's Varane doing? Oh, is Varane getting blamed now? Have we moved away from Onana and Dalot and we're now going to blame Varane? Fuck off. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I think Lens have been very good. They've been a much better team than us. It's kind of worrying. It is. I've just tweeted it there. It's kind of worrying that Lens are a better attacking team with the ball than us. But look, three things I said after the game against Dortmund that we've got to sort out quickly. A week later, what were those three things? One, we need some identity in the final third, some patterns of play. When we're on the attack, I want to know what we're doing. Not seen that in half an hour. I said the number 8 was a problem. Against Dortmund, it just kept getting run through whoever it was. It's happened again. They're getting at our back four a lot because we're not picking the runners up. And number 3, I said we've got to eradicate the defensive mistakes and switch on. And the goal we conceded was a defensive mistake. United have got a free kick here. Men in Black said it well. Persons are smart, people are stupid, said the Inquisition. Mark, do you think Erik Ten Hag is manager for the next 20 years? Says Rahul, I think it's very hard to do that anywhere. Chris says, hi Mark, feel so excited for all the transfers. What's your favourite transfer for this window? Højlund. Yeah, definitely, I agree. Last pre-season we won every game and we lost immediately in the Prem. Hopefully it's the opposite here, says Reb. Yeah, look, you're right, Reb. You don't take notice of the Premier. You don't take notice of pre-season in that sense. But what looks worrying, and I think Reese is right, we look off the pace, which is worrying. We just got no identity in the final third. Now this is a good free kick position. It's edge of the D, slightly to the right. I think Casemiro won it. Well, no, Casemiro I thought was going to take it. Casemiro's been great. See some smart tackles. You're right about the attack. We really aren't fluid. It's a worry, says SK. So Bruno's on the free kick. Hi, Mark. In Midtown Detroit for SummerSlam going tonight. Off in a couple of hours to a meet and greet the Steiners and HBK. Oh, I love HBK. Hope The Rock is at SummerSlam tonight. If you smell what Mark Goldbridge is cooking, says Ian. I've been watching so many old videos. I watched a brilliant thing on YouTube, the story of the 90s on WWF and E. Brilliant. I just don't watch it anymore, though, so I don't know what's going on. Right, here's Bruno with the free kick. It's a good position. He takes the free kick. It's into the wall. Casemiro has been huge tonight, says Lars. We just look a bit... I think we look a little bit lethargic in pre-season, don't we? Thanks for the super chats. I've got a couple to read, but I'm just going to have a little walk, a little bit of a stretch. When I'm cleaning windows. When I'm cleaning windows. That is what I'll do. I do need to clean some windows, actually. Stretch the back out. That's it. That'll do. Save next week. Glenn says, that's it, boys. Get all the stupid mistakes out of the system before next week. I hope we can make more mistakes this game so Eric can fix it before Wolves. Thanks, Glenn, for the positivity. Naylor says, are you concerned about Rashford's form? Doesn't seem on it. Shall I put in a fantasy team? Says Naylor. I'm going to do a live stream of my fantasy team. You can help me pick it. And Anthony, who's been quite quiet himself, shoots over the bar. Delo lost his starting spot today, but it's scary how toothless our attack has been all pre-season and continues to be, says Arak. Hi Mark, was just wondering if there is any truth in these Tchouaméni and Goretzka rumours, says Ag. Yeah, a load of crap, I think. What a great shout out of Detroit. I'm in Michigan as well. Come on, United, what a stretch. Also, Mark, says J. Dot. Thank you very much, mates. Thanks for your super chats. Mason Mount takes the corner here. Headed away. Well, apart from the goal, apart from the Mason Mount miss, I can't really, see what else United have done. Lots of long balls. Can't blame Onana when we signed him to sweep up, says Dominic. Exactly. I hope, and I don't think there will be, but all these people who spent all last season slagging off De Gea, if you for 1 minute want to blame Onana on that one, you're hypocrites. Because this is what you wanted. And if sweeper keepers were perfect, everyone would have them. Their weakness is they're off their line, which is a vulnerability at times. And sometimes those things will happen. But if Delo doesn't play a stupid pass, it wouldn't have happened anyway. I love your work, Mark, says Bulldog. Thanks very much. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 704,000. But one thing I did say is people have been going on about how a sweeper keeper and a ball-playing goalkeeper is the priority and it's going to make us such a better side. And I said, bollocks. I can see why we'd want a ball-playing goalkeeper, but it's not going to make us create more chances, and it won't. How can a goalkeeper at the other end of the pitch make us create chances at the other end? He can help us get the ball up the pitch quicker, but you've still got to have the players up the pitch to make things happen, and that's our biggest problem. And it was the biggest problem last season. Our biggest problem last season was creating chances. We had to rely on our defence to win us games. And only 9 goals conceded at Old Trafford in 18 games. 17 clean sheets, more than anybody else. That's why we were successful last year, because of our defence. Our attack doesn't create enough chances and doesn't score enough chances. It's the biggest priority, and I've seen nothing in pre-season that suggests we're going to play any differently. We don't have fluidity in the final third. Gorav says, I don't know what we're missing on this squad. Is it still our attacking with Anthony being crap most of the time from Melbourne? Well, I don't think you can pin it on one player, Gorav. I think we just lack an identity. I don't think the players look. Look, every transition United do, every bit of possession United do you think the players look like they know what they're doing? Do you think the winger gets it and knows Luke Shaw's bombing on and waits for him? Do you think Bruno gets it and knows exactly where the striker's going to be? Do you think Mount gets it and goes, right, I know what... Nobody knows what they're doing. They're living on vibes by them at the moment. The only time we look not like we know what we're doing is when we catch a team on the break, on the transition, where they attack, we hit the ball over the top and we're in. That's when we look good. We look very fluid on the break. But, I mean, is that what we're going to rely on? It's counter-attacking. We've got to be better in positions like this. And again, it's the same again. Ball over the top, looking for Rashford. It's all we got. Here's the low. Anthony. The overlaps there. Ignores it, you see? Ignores it. To go backwards. I'd be fuming with him. I'd be fuming with him there. Like, Delo's made the overlap. He ignores him to cut inside and pass it backwards. Such a simple game. Just play the pass to the overlap. Don't know what we're missing. We've done that one. Mark, I haven't been impressed with Mason Mount. Believe Ten Hag intended for Mount to fine-tune our attack, says Mario. Remember, Mason Mount's coming off the back of a terrible season and his confidence is going to be down. There's a bit of a rebuild there. Only so much a goalkeeper can do when you have defenders making baffling decisions, and only so much an attack can do without a proper striker, says AM. I wish Eric would have given 20-minute cameo to Højlund, but he is very predictably conservative about these things. He's also injured, Araki. That's come out. I don't know how many people have been with us from the start of this game, but Rasmus Højlund is injured. It's come out from the Manchester Evening News that Rasmus Højlund is carrying an injury and will not be match fit for a few weeks. Right, here's Anthony with space. All left foot. Good ball, no. But it still finds its way into the box. Edge of the box. Good shot. Straight at the keeper from Luke Shaw. I think it took a deflection on the way through. Robbo says this is almost a full-strength team and we're terrible. That reminds me, actually, I don't know who's on the bench. We've not even mentioned that. There'll be a lot of people... Let's have a look at this bench. There'll be a lot of people who are praying that he takes these players off after an hour so that you can potentially see them tomorrow. United's bench has got Tom Heaton and Kovar, both goalkeepers. Lindelof and Maguire, Eriksson, Sancho, Palestri, Wan-Bissaka, Donny, Hannibal and Forson. Yeah, you're not going to get to see a very good team tomorrow. I mean, Martial's not even there as well. I wonder if Martial will play tomorrow. I guess we'll see. Sancho on and Donny on, says Hyder. Well, remember, we're only 200 subscribers away from 704,000, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Let's see if we can hit 704,000. Lots to talk about at half-time in relation to this game. Most disappointing of all is the lack of attacking play by Manchester United. If he subs team, their heads will drop for the next few days. They need to go out and prove themselves in the second half, says Polish. Gary's worried about goals next season. Hi Mark, clueless attack. Company said Kevin De Bruyne is effective because Pep coaches positions in training. Do you think Eric Ten Hag's not coaching positional play, says Ashji? Well, look, the manager is always going to be the front line for observations about tactics. I agree on that assessment wholeheartedly. But on the other hand, when I talk about a team without fluidity or chemistry or personality in attack, which is what United have been, I don't wholly blame Ten Hag, because I've seen Ten Hag's teams, Ajax teams, and it's meticulously fluid in the way that he moves his players around. I mean, look, when it works well, it works well. We've seen the inverted fullbacks. You know, you've basically got to watch a fair bit of Ten Hag at Ajax. Read his book, which is behind me. Like, he is a manager that knows about attacking patterns and identity. So he can do it, but doesn't do it. Here's Anthony. Wide. Bruno cross. Headed away. Is it a personnel issue? Is it a structure thing that he'd rather focus on having a defensive side than a more attacking fluid side? I don't know, but we certainly don't have a personality as an attacking team at the moment. Why does Rasmus look like a more handsome, younger version of you? Care to explain, says J. Dot. No, I can't explain. Where are the goals going to come from this year? This is terrible, says Give It to Mikey. And Ilyas says that, hi Mark, my father just sent a surprise super chat for me. I just got married yesterday. Oh, he did? Yeah, he did. We read that earlier before. Now my wife will have to get used to listening to your talks when I'm driving. Love your content. Regards, says Ilyas Jawad Abraham. Congratulations to you and your wife. Your dad did put a message in earlier, and they're nice to see you in the chat, mate. And I wish you happiness and health going forward. Absolutely lovely to get your message there. After what has been a dire half for Manchester United, it's ended 1-0 to Lens at half time. Ten Hag says they're not doing as told a few days back, and here we are again. Players doing their own thing. At some point, these players have to go, says Chris. Yeah, I think, in short, I think it's more of an identity of players issue. Right, it's half time. I want to dive straight into the chat and get your thoughts on that half. Lots to digest for a pre-season game. I think in a pre-season game, if you are 2, 3, 4-0 up at half time, you just say, well, it's pre-season, it's not the real thing. The positives never really get acknowledged in pre-season, do they? Like, we beat Arsenal and people were like, well, it's only pre-season. But the negatives do get more scrutiny in pre-season. It's a weird world, isn't it? It's almost... Pre-season is a half glass empty scenario, because if you win, you're like, it's only pre-season, but if you make mistakes, flop, this, that, and the other. And I think we've got to be aware of that. There is a balancing act here. But there is also a consistent theme. What do you think about the Bruno and Mount dynamic? Well, it's not working at the moment, Brennan. I don't think the midfield dynamic works at all. We might as well just be having a razz out here, says Keith. Welcome to the Members Club, Andrew. And I don't think the players are playing the way Ten Hag wants just yet, and Ten Hag has not got the players he wants, says Peter. And Connor says, I know it's pre-season, but sloppy every pass, overhit, and there is no sharpness in the final third, says Connor. Rashford is painful to watch as a striker. He's obviously a winger. This pre-season, the lack of play style concerns me. Well, look, I think as a whole, and I want to get onto the stats there and sort of pin that so that we can really scrutinise that half, because it's not normal in pre-season that stats actually matter, but I think Lens have provided a really good alternative for us in this pre-season. Would you guys consider Lukaku? No, Keel. Is this just Ollie ball with a pseudo press? Is Ten Hag even capable of transition football? Spencer. Trying to play from the back without the personnel to do it. Delo, Varane and Casemiro lack both passing range or press resistance to sustain it. I disagree on that, Aji. Still think the midfield is too imbalanced. Mount should only play next to Casemiro. You know what I think about your point, Aji? I don't think you like Delo, Varane and Casemiro, so you're making your agenda fit to the team problem, but that's not the problem. The attack is crap. The midfield is not in sync. The goal is a mistake by Delo. Defensively, the only time we're in trouble is when we get overrun because we're not picking up the runners from midfield. And the attack is absolutely redundant. So, you know, I think you're picking on players that you'd like to see go. I'm from Zimbabwe. Do you think I might have a chance with Bev? I love her hair. Bev? I don't know who Bev is. I know who Beth is. Thank you very much. And people were saying that goalkeeper was the problem, says Gio. Well, I knew we were going to get a comment like that. I don't think this Mount, Casemiro, Bruno midfield can work, says Sultan. I'm going to scrutinise these stats in a minute. But the problem with United at the moment across the pre-season, and look, we could beat Wolves next week. We could beat Spurs straight after that. And we could win our first 4 games and everything is fine because that's how pre-season can work. But there are concerns. I don't think they're major dramas, but they are concerns. And the concerns are defensive errors, which we should be cutting out, like Delo. That was a silly pass, and it screwed Onana over. If you're blaming Onana for that goal, Alisson gets beat by that, Ederson gets beat by that, Neuer gets beat like that. He has to be on the edge of his box because we're in possession. He's got to be on the edge of his box to be there for a pass from the back 4. So he's got to be on the edge of his box. I would argue De Gea's got to be on the edge of his box in that situation. Delo plays a bad pass and the striker runs straight onto it, doesn't break his stride, doesn't have to take a touch. Delo plays a bad pass. Onana can't know it's a bad pass until it's too late. And he's just beaten. There is no blame on Onana there. Any goalkeeper gets beat there. It's Delo's pass. But it's a mistake by Delo, and we saw these mistakes in the States. The midfield is imbalanced. I know why we bought... Mount is more physical and quicker than Eriksen, but it's not working. The number 8 at the moment, Eriksen doesn't work. We saw it in the FA Cup final. And Mount's not working at the moment, so we're getting overrun in the midfield. Lens kept breaking on our back 4 with midfield runners, so that's not working. I think Mount's trying to get forward, but you've already got Bruno doing that, which leaves Casemiro on his own a lot. Personally, might be controversial. I wish we had Amrabat right here, right now. I would drop Mount and I would put Amrabat in because he'll provide the defensive cover. I think Casemiro, Amrabat and Bruno is the right midfield balance. But obviously we can't play that at the moment. But I don't like this Mount-Bruno dynamic because Mount's more attacking, Bruno's more attacking. We're not creating chances. So what's the point in having 2 attacking midfielders? It's not working at the moment. It might work. It might work. But even if Mount scores the chance, by the way, which they're just showing, even if Mount scores that chance, it's 1 chance. It's the only chance we've really had in the half. And Lens is still breaking on our back 4. So in some ways, I'm glad Mount did miss that because it would have masked the imbalance in the midfield. And then the biggest issue of all is there's no identity in the attack. I love Ten Hag. I think this is a personnel issue. I don't think the players can actually play the way Ten Hag wants to play. There's no patterns. There's no structure. When do we ever string together 5 or 6 passes? I mean, I saw Anthony do it. Delo overlaps. He ignores it and goes backwards. I've seen Rashford do it. I've seen Bruno do it. I've seen Mount do it. There is no confidence on the ball in the final third. Now, you contrast that with an Arsenal or a Man City in the final third. It might not always work, but you can see what they're trying to do. You can see the patterns at play. The only time we look dangerous is when we stretch the opposition. Therefore, the only time we look dangerous is when we counter. That's the only time we look dangerous, when we counter-attack. And we've got to be better in the final third. And look, the goalkeeper situation has been solved. De Gea is gone. Onana's here. We've got a ball-playing goalkeeper. That's what everybody wanted. But I maintain that the biggest problem with United is scoring goals. There is no fluidity. And of course, we all would have loved Højlund to play today. But where would the opportunities to score be? Where's Rashford's chance? He hasn't had 1. The attack is the problem at the moment. Mark, Anthony is the worst Ten Hag signing, says Edo. Nothing to do with the price tag, just not the quality we need. It's a big season for Anthony. He's had a disappointing half. It's a big season. Andy Weatherall gifted a membership. Thank you, Andy. You're a legend. Amrabat would be the perfect box-to-box for this team, says Brennan. We need more physicality in that midfield. Hunter says, if our attack is weak, but honestly, I'm concerned about our defence because at least last year that was decent, but now it always looks dodgy. I don't think Varane and Martinez have looked dodgy all pre-season. The goal conceded there has got nothing to do with them. In fact, they're just about to show it here. So Mount gives it Dalot. Terrible pass by Dalot. Yeah, keeper's going to get beat from there, I'm afraid. It's even worse. Dalot's pass is awful. He didn't even look. That's really bad on Dalot, that. It's a good finish by their player. But Dalot just doesn't look. It seems to me that they can't construct proper control. Silly mistakes, Costa's goal, shocking pass that caught out Onana, says Slow Sports News. Garnacho is linking well, but Rashi, Anthony aren't fluid. Yeah, Bruno Mount need to develop that chemistry, says SK. Midfield's all over the place. Casemiro needs to stay back all the time, and Mount needs to be more disciplined, says Steve. Look, positives. I like Garnacho when we've got the ball to him. He's looked the least selfish player. He looks like he wants to run at players, but create as well. Bruno's looked good. I think Casemiro's had a good half as well. They'd be the three players for me. Fullbacks have done sod all. I mean, Luke Shaw's been so quiet. Centre-backs haven't really had anything to do. Obviously, Dalot made a mistake. Mount's had a poor half. Anthony's had a poor half. Rashford's been non-existent. Onana's not really had anything to do other than pick the ball out the back of the net. But I do think that Bruno's played well, Garnacho's played well, and Casemiro's played well. Lee says, loving the show. Hopefully we can find some fluidity going into the season, says Lee. Well, let's have a look at these stats. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're only 100 subscribers away from 704,000. So bottom right-hand corner, click the button and subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand. You're very welcome. Big season ahead. Who knows how it's going to go. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look at these stats. Have a sip of the drink. You can get these, by the way, on our United Stand Shopify page. I never shout them out. Loads of mugs. Love it. So, 71% possession. Possession's bullshit. Possession is bullshit if you don't do a lot with it. 9 shots to 6. I don't know what those 9 shots were. I mean, I remember a Luke Shaw shot from the edge of the box that deflected straight at the keeper. I mean, that's a shot. I mean, it's the same as possession, isn't it? Possession and shots. Well, if you see the quality of that possession, then, there we go. Shots on target is important. 1. I don't know what that 1 was. I think it was that Luke Shaw shot, which was a P-roller. There was no power behind it. Corners 2-0, more passes, passing accuracy is quite good. I mean, look, this is why to me, and look, some people live off stats. I'm notoriously known in this community for not being a huge fan of stats. I think some of them can be useful. I think when you're analysing players individually, your stats can be quite good over a long period of time. So when I was talking about Amrabat and he was number 1 in the Serie A for his accurate passes into the final third across a whole season, I think that's a telling stat that he's very good at the transition into the final third across a whole season. But this is bullshit. If you haven't watched the first half, you might go, we're unlucky to be losing 1-0. Bullshit. We're not unlucky. That 71% possession is rubbish. I don't know what we've done with it. The 9 shots, I don't remember what they are. The 1 shot on target was the Luke Shaw shot, which was never going to go in. But you could look at that and go, oh, we're not doing too bad. And it's not reflective of the game. Hi, Mark. I feel this formation and lineup would work if we had a proper striker. But you know what, Zendon? You're right and you're wrong. We do need a proper striker. We need a striker like Rasmus Højlund if he can perform. But we also need to change the way we're playing. How many times have we hit that long ball? I don't know whether anyone's got a stat on that, but how many times have we hit that transitional long ball? Let's call it what it is. How many times have we hit the long ball to Rashford trying to get in behind? A lot. That's just dead possession. Mark, I love Rashford, but I'm concerned how his moment's way of playing limits the ability to build attack. He's not even... Look, you can like Rashford like I do, you can dislike him, whatever, Brad, but he's not even been in the game. The Mount Steining is still, he is not director or solid defensively or offensively, not a good finisher. We use 55 million on Kim Min-jae instead, says Jay. And play Sancho on the right and drop Anthony. I'm begging you. I don't think Anthony will ever be good enough. He's set in his ways. Sancho looks ready, says we. Thanks for your super chat. You can do that through the $sign. So second half's about to come in here. There'll be a lot of people. Who are going to the match tomorrow in Dublin, and they will be concerned. You know why they'll be concerned? Because they could be watching Harry Maguire FC tomorrow. They're in trouble. They're worried. Your only hope is that Eric Ten Hag takes these players off after an hour, and then you might get to see some of them play tomorrow. As things stand at the moment, you could be in for a very, very, very reserve United tomorrow. And you know what? I am going to comment on this because it's fan opinion and that's what it's all about. I've got to say, very, very cheeky of United as a corporate entity. And look, we want to be a football club. We do want to be a football club. But the Dublin game was announced before today. The Dublin game was actually sold out before today's game. And yet today's game's the first team. I think it's a bit naughty. I do think it's a bit naughty, but ultimately Ten Hag will have his reasons and we have to back the manager. But I think it's a bit naughty, really, because he could have played a bigger... And also, I think Bilbao was a better game. But you never know. Some of these players might come off after an hour and you'll get to see them tomorrow. We'll see. Mark, you keep billing Ten Hag as a genius, but I see no change in style from Ollie, says James. Well, you need to learn a bit more about football, James. We need someone to play alongside Casemiro. Too often he's left on his own, says Jayesh. Exactly. I'll tell you this now. This is all what I'm going to say. If United go into next season like this, which is very similar to last season, we will get at least 2 absolute pummelings, maybe more. There'll be more Etihads, there'll be more Anfields, there'll be more St James's Park, because even Lens in that first half, if they'd constructed their attacks a little bit better, could be 2 or 3 up. Now you think about Man City, you think about Arsenal, you think about Liverpool, you think about Newcastle, you think about the Brightons of this world. You give them 3 or 4 opportunities on a bad day to break on you, and they might score 3 or 4 or 5 goals. We are still being exploited. On the break is a word I don't like using. They're playing through our press and getting at our back 4, and we haven't got the runners from midfield to cover it. You've always got Casemiro, but Bruno and Mount are too far away, and they're just breaking on the back 4. And this is what happened at Anfield. It's what happened at the Etihad. It's what happened at St James's Park. We are still very similar to last season. That's what I'm saying. Both wingers just want to shoot rather than get their head up and find someone in a better position. Look, I'll be honest here, and that's from Ginge Match Fishing TV. Sounds great. Players coming out for the second half. Mark, whatever happened to Jay? He slags you and the channel off on Twitter nowadays for seemingly no reason, says W. I don't get involved in any of that. Silly games. I don't get involved in any of that with anybody else. You know, they're not on the channel anymore. Forget it. Move on. We are what we are. We're a community. So let's just say that I think with this season, I'm not gonna mess about. I never mess about anyway. But people know I like Anthony. People know I like Rashford. People know I like Garnacho. I like Sancho. I like Bruno. Lens are second in France. They're not a bad team, says Tony. I'm not gonna mess about this season. I think that these players, you know, let's take Anthony, for example, a player I've defended a lot. If he doesn't start being so predictable, it's going to become a problem. And I think fans are going to talk about it. And I certainly will talk about it. There was a time in the first half, but it happened so often last season. Dalot makes a good overlap run. All he's got to do is play it into his path. He slows it down and passes backwards. There is, as any level coach, whether it's pub football or not, you are going to be pissed off with that. And it needs calling out. We've got to be better than that. We've got to... I don't know what it is about our attackers that refuse the simple pass. And the simple pass is the quick pass. The simple pass is normally the right pass. We're up and running for the second half here. There we go. Thanks everyone who's getting involved. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. I'm just waiting to make sure I've got the timer right here. He's got a frog on his chest, so he needs a lot of rest in the country. 45-22. Yeah, we're fine with that. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing's changed, says James. I'm really interested in what Rasmus will bring to the team and if the wingers are going to adapt to his height, says Cohen. You know what? That's one area of Rasmus's game I'm not massively confident about and don't really know how it's going to work. His ability in the air. Don't forget, we're sponsored by Manscaped. Use the code TUS. Just TUS. Use that code. You get 20% off, free worldwide shipping. You can scan that QR code as it goes round, or you can go through the link in the description. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger with the lawnmower. That's for down there. You've got the weed whacker for up your nose. And then this new beauty has just been released. Very powerful. 10 different lengths on your beard. People want different lengths. I always go for number 1, which sort of gives you a... When you first have it, it gives just a nice stubble. Brand new out. Brilliant products. Manscaped. 20% off. And free worldwide shipping with the code TUS. Brilliant products. Really top quality. Big shout out to Manscaped. Sounds like a vibrator, says Rhino. Well, you'd know, Rhino. You'd know. Anyway... Every keeper in the league makes mistakes. MUTV, says Henry. Cutting edge commentary from them as per usual. So no changes at half time. Has Beth got a weed whacker, says Steve. You know a weed whacker's for your nose. I think you're getting mixed up with Manscaped products. Another long ball from Anana, trying to hit Rashford, didn't work. But we've won the second ball with Bruno, up against their back four, goes, whoa, bad pass. It was the right pass. I thought, I'm not going to criticise Bruno there because the pass was bad, but he tried to play Garnacho in. Now, this is what I mean, the break. Past one, good interception. See, look at where Mason Mount is there. They've broken on our defence and Mason Mount was basically on the halfway line. Bruno got back more than he did. Nice ball into Rashford. Goal! 1-1. Rashford gets the goal and that's how you transition Manchester United. There we go. And he's took it well. Bit of luck. But I'd like to see that goal again. Ten Hag looks happy. We've got no problem on the transition. This is what we are. On the literally what we are, this goal. You can't knock it. We're good at this. They're on the tack in our penalty box. Literally in our penalty box. We intercept. We move the ball to Anthony. Delightful ball by Anthony. Really great pass by Anthony, by the way. And then Rashford finishes it. That's what we can do. Transition. When teams are stretched, a little bit lucky with the finish actually because it deflected, but when teams are stretched, we're good. Like we did score goals last year. People act like we don't score goals. We don't score many, but we score. When we do score, it tends to be like that. This transitional catch a team on the break. And they were literally in our penalty box. And then a few seconds later, we've got the ball in the back of the net. We are counter-attack FC and it will work, but I'd love to see us be a little bit better against the low block. 1-1 anyway. Lovely pass by Anthony, by the way. Lovely pass by Anthony. On that left foot, slide rule pass, fantastic. There's the goal on Rashford as well. Tell you what, I need to get back into the watch-along thing. They're bloody tiring. Relying on luck again, not good enough, says Keel. Isn't that what Ten Hag said we're going to be? He did, look. He did. Never count on Rashi, says Jay. Great pass from Anthony, says Gabriel. Peter says Anthony's playing well. What, because of a 1 assist? Ryan says that's from a through ball, Mark, not over the top. There's a difference. Ryan, what are you talking about? Who mentioned long ball? I didn't say that. What I said is it's a counter-attacking goal. Counter-attack doesn't mean the ball's got to have bloody levity on it. Counter-attack is they're on the attack and you counter. They were in our penalty box and about 5 seconds later we put the ball in the back of the net. It's a counter-attacking goal. I never said anything about long ball. Anyway, United have got another free kick here. Amrabat would be the perfect box-to-box for this team, says Brennan. As I said at half-time, I would drop Mount and put Amrabat straight into this team at the moment. But look, it's still pre-season. When's the Man United FC 24 career mode starting, says Daniel? I don't know, mate. I don't know whether I'm doing one. I don't know when it's out. Rave says it's not counter-attack. Oh, come on. Can somebody shut him up? So that goal that United scored is not a counter-attacking goal. You couldn't get more counter-attacking. In fact, they should put it in the manual of how to counter-attack. That is an absolute A-star counter-attacking goal. It's the definition of a counter-attack. September the 29th. Thank you. Well, look, United are looking better here. Anthony. They've had a kick up the... I guarantee they've had a kick up the arse at half-time. 100% they've had a kick up the arse at half-time. Delo getting a bit of shit in the chat. Good tackle. Bruno. I just can't see what Mount is offering this team, says Ryan. I think with Mount, he just looks like a Chelsea player to me. I just can't get used to him in a Man United shirt. But I think with Mount, we're going to have to wait till the season starts. Only 50 subscribers away from 704,000. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stands. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, and we will be tonight. We're on another counter here. It's a 3v2. It's Garnacho. He needs better runners. Lovely pass into Anthony. First touch isn't great. Second touch is brilliant. It's 2-1 to Manchester United. I tell you what, we might be counter-attack FC, but that is brilliant. Lovely finish to go with a brilliant assist. That's great. And that's... when we get the counters right, we're brilliant. Look, the positive is it was really good. Again, Lens in their own penalty box. United break. We're you know, every team in the Premier League will be watching this and going, if we let them counter at Old Trafford, they'll do us. They are so good at counter-attacking. It's a lovely finish by Anthony. And there's no problem with being positive about this. We're very, very good at it. We're very, very good at it. But are we good at anything else? And I think Garnacho deserves a lot of credit here as well, because it's a 3v2 and it can go... everyone goes, well, you've got to score, you've got to score, you've got to score. But how many times do you see that break down with loads of teams? He waits and waits. Rashford makes a good run. It creates the space for Anthony. And in the space of 8 minutes, Anthony's got himself a really good assist and a really good finish as well. And United lead 2-1. But you can see the kick up the arse at half-time that Ten Hag's given them. He wouldn't have been happy with that first half. This is the team that, you know, he's probably going to have to pick against Wolves. And he's certainly going to need to see a lot more. Ollie Ball says, Amar, nothing's changed. This was off the press, to be fair. Get in, says Ricky. And it's worrying that this team keeps needing a blast from Ten Hag to turn up, says Kevin. It is still pre-season, let's be clear. Well, there are some... no, they're Lens players. I thought they were United players there. Dublin, people might have been getting excited there. If you're going to the game tomorrow in Dublin, 60 minutes is key for you. If he changes the whole team at 60 minutes, you'll probably see a lot of these players play half an hour tomorrow. If he doesn't, you won't see any of them. Transition football doesn't necessarily mean counter-attack. What Eric wants is for us to have lots of possession, then transition quickly from defensive midfield to attacking third. Controlled transitions should be consistent. Yeah, well, we're not doing that, Les, are we? Genuine question. What's the difference between a quick transition team like Ten Hag and a counter-attacking team? Says Anshaman. Well, we're a counter-attacking team. I think what Les said is right. You can be a quick transition team by winning the ball high up the pitch. For example, a quick transition team, imagine you win the ball on the halfway line and then you move the ball quickly and you score. That's not really a counter-attack. A counter-attack is when the opposition are near your goal, you win the ball back and you go and score. So both our goals are counter-attacking goals today, because certainly the first one starts from our penalty box. The second one, not far from our penalty box. So we win the possession whilst Lens are on the attack and we exploit the space quickly. It's transition, but it's counter-attacking. But you can transition quickly near their penalty box. You can win the ball back there. Are you concerned players aren't listening to Ten Hag? And if so, does he need to replace the players who are the worst offenders, says Stephen? Well, look, he can't even get the players in he wants. So he can't. It's not like he can, you know, if for example, if 4 or 5 of these first team players don't do what he wants, what's he going to do? Put Maguire and McTominay in the first team? He's got to stick with them. Sancho's warming up. He's definitely going to come on. Roland, welcome to the Members Club. Who do I think Sancho comes on for? Garnacho or Rashford, I would think. I mean, if you're going to the Dublin game tomorrow, you'd probably want to see Rashford come off, wouldn't you? Oh, Garnacho's gone down injured here. And I can't believe is he given a foul yet? What happens to Garnacho when Højlund comes in and Rashi goes to the left? Huge loss of attacking abilities, as EC. I think that's a great point, you know. I do. I think that's a really great point, because I think for me, who would be your man of the match so far? Because for me, it would be Garnacho. I think Garnacho's been our best player on the pitch, which is, I mean, you could say Anthony with a goal and assist, but yeah, I think we all know if Højlund comes into the team, it's Garnacho to the bench, and I don't necessarily think that's the right thing to do. He's only still only 18, isn't he? Look, players should be picked on form, not on reputation. Højlund played in Austria just like Erling, so he must be good, says Hypnotic. Has he saved it? Oh, it's a goal! It's a goal! It's a goal for Rashford! It's 3-1, Simon. I think the keeper's made a clanger here. Let's look at this again. Maybe it's Casemiro. I don't know. I can't see. Steady Eddie, maybe. I think it's Casemiro. It's a goalkeeping error. He wants a flag. Get the goalkeeper for Lens a flag. We must have a flag. It's a Rashford header from a Luke Shaw cross, and I don't know. I can't see what happens here. I don't know. I think it goes in off Casemiro. I don't know. I can't see here. I think Rashford heads it and it goes off Casemiro's face. It's 3-1. What happens to Garnacho? We've done that one. Garnacho is lightning in a bottle. What an incredible player he's going to be. See you later. Yeah. Guess what? Harry Maguire's not playing at the moment. What do you think about that? Good. No, I thought you liked him. He's not playing.
No, he's practicing.
What, trying to get better?
Yeah.
All right, okay. See you later then.
See you later.
Bye. Harry Maguire's #1 fan, Seb. Sees a positive in everything, you see. I thought he was going to go, that's not fair. He says it's good. He's practicing to get better. I think he's a manager in the making. He sees the positive in everything. I need to get a DNA test. It doesn't make sense. What happens to Garnacho? I've done that one. Garnacho looks like he might be a level up this season. He's in great shape and looks stronger. Well, but Stev, this is the thing. When you look at someone like Marcus Rashford or Bruno Fernandes, the age they are, they're basically going to have a good season or whatever, but they're not going to have a developmental season. With with Garnacho, what he was last year, he's going to be better this year and better the year after that and better the year after that, because he's a developmental player. He's still getting better. We don't know what the ceiling is for Garnacho. Rashford's not going to get much better than he is. Bruno's not going to get much better than he is. Their level is their level. But with Garnacho, he will keep moving up and up and up. And people say, well, you know, Rashford's got to go to the left and Højlund up front and Antony off the right. But Garnacho might be better than Rashford and Antony in a year or this season. So, you know, it is an interesting, nice problem to have. Welcome to the Members Club, Jaw. Thank you very much. Garnacho looks like you have done that one from Stev. Thank you very much for the super chats. Well, we've had an hour. It's not looking good for Dublin. The first team is still on. I don't look. Knowing Ten Hag, and I want to be really positive here, but knowing Ten Hag, the chances of Ten Hag playing some of these first team players in Dublin in 24 hours time are slim. Maybe they get 20 minutes. Maybe they get 20 minutes. I think some of them will play, but we know what Ten Hag's like. He's a laptop manager, isn't he? Like, he will literally say you're playing 60 minutes because that's what the laptop says in relation to the fitness. So I don't know what his plan is. There's a reason why Pep's teams are boring. If you play as high as City does, you can't give the ball away regularly offensively, says Ola. Apparently Højlund is carrying an injury mark. Yep, Animator, we spoke about it. Apparently it'll be a few weeks before he's match fit. But we don't know whether that means he won't. Match fit doesn't mean he can't be on the bench. First half we looked, second half much better. Still concerned about the players' concentration, says Jay. Yeah, fair point. Fong says, I don't think they'll even travel to Dublin. Look, if you're going to the Dublin game tomorrow, get yourself to the Hairy Lemon pub. It'll be packed because that's my pub. Tell them Goldbridge sent you. And just enjoy Dublin, you know. We shouldn't... If I tell you what, if the Hairy Lemon's packed, Sinnott's is just round the corner. Very good sports bar. I want to try and distribute the love here. There are some nice pubs. You can't go wrong in any pub in Dublin. We shouldn't be asking what happens to Garnacho when Rasmus comes in. We need options like City. If anything, I think we need another attacker, says Charlie. We need another striker, yeah. Yeah, we do. Looks like these players are going to get about 65 minutes, maybe 70. Well, we've turned the game around second half. 3-1 at half-time. 1-0 down at half-time, deservedly so. 3-1 second half, deservedly so. Casemiro's got the goal, look. He's got a ball on his shoulder. Andrew says he's very encouraged by the second half. We needed to score goals today. Oh, Varane's down. Let's have a look. I think Varane just gets caught there. I don't think that's the sort of thing that's going to keep him injured for long. I don't normally worry about those type of injuries because it's a connection injury. James is at Disneyland Paris. Please get up, says James. He's all right. those are not the sort of injuries that worry me. The sort of injuries that worry me is like what happened with Martinez, when no one's near them and they go down. When someone tackles them, normally it's not, unless it's ankle related. Sancho's going to come on. Do you like the retro Denmark kit that Højlund's been pictured in, says Kenneth? I haven't seen the picture, mate. Where would you like Sancho to come on? Well, I think he's got to come on up front because Martial's not on the bench. Højlund's not available. I think we've got to stick with the false nine thing for now. One thing about Sancho when he plays false nine is that actually it does allow us to keep possession in the final third. It's chucking it down here. How's it so dry in Manchester, says Catherine. Yeah, it's pissing it down here as well. Let me have a look. Yeah, it's just rain all day in the Midlands, or as I call it, the wetlands. Arush says, I hope Sancho has a good season. Varane looks absolutely fine. Oh, good shot. Good hands by Onana. Keeps hold of it. I mean, look, we're very used to the rain in the UK, but July is normally, I mean, last July it was hitting 40 degrees and at night it was like 30 degrees, which is ridiculous. And we had that for about 3 weeks. This July, rain. You can't predict the weather in the UK. It's just unpredictable. I think about all those people going on their holidays in the UK. Sponsored by Wet, Wet, Wet. Well, it's not July anymore, it's August. That's what I mean. It's infiltrated August now. Yeah. July was a write-off, a washout. Right, Sancho's coming on for Garnacho. He's going to come on the wing. Well, no, Rashford might drift to the wing. Yeah, 66 minutes. You're not looking good, Dublin, for players tomorrow. You're really not. I can't see what he's going to do tomorrow. How is Martial still injured, says Reb? Well, you know, Martial obviously is injured, but might play tomorrow. Who knows? We're only 20 subscribers away from 704,000. I can change it if you hit it. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Free to do it. Get involved. Dorian says, have you thought about buying a part of a pub like the Hairy Lemon Mark? A United Stand pub in Dublin or Manchester for game day sounds right in theme for the channel. I love that idea, Dorian. I love that idea. I bloody love that idea, yeah. But I don't know how you get it off the ground. But they wouldn't be happy with me at the Hairy Lemon, though, because I'm very pro the Hairy Lemon in Dublin. And good save, Onana. Reactionary. Lens were in the box, but it's a brick for United again. Good defending. I think Sancho's playing on the wing and Rashford staying through the middle. So it's almost Garnacho and Sancho fighting out for that position then, isn't it? If Rashford's going to stay down the middle, then Sancho's still got a chance off the wing. Hi Mark, bought tickets for myself and the wife and kids for tomorrow's game. Absolutely disgusted that this match is being played with the first team, says Philip. Yeah, the look of the Irish is not going to stand strong, is it? I mean, he's made no changes to the first team, and we've had nearly 70 minutes. So they're just not going to play tomorrow. They're not. In fact, I think for a lot of them, it will just be a day off, won't it? You'll see Wan-Bissaka. You'll see Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire might be captain tomorrow, actually. Because Scott McTominay's injured. God, that's even worse. You get to see Maguire back as captain. Fucking hell. You've been stung. You've been tangoed. You've been had. It's just bad luck. You can't be angry with anybody, really. It's just bad luck. It's really bad luck. I can't do anything about it. I feel so. I've just tweeted about it. I feel bad for you. I think it's bad that they announced the Dublin game before this one, and I think they sold the Dublin game out before this one. So, but no, look, I lived in Dublin for over 3 years. I'd have been going to this game tomorrow as well, and I'd have been fuming about it. But there we go. Mark, would love to see us sign someone like Dybala as an experienced second striker to help out and guide the youngsters. What are your thoughts? No, I don't want Dybala, James. I'd take him over nobody. I'm not an idiot, but I wouldn't go for that. Ian Warren says, are you happy with the way we've played? Well, obviously, I'm going to do a match reaction straight after this. I'm happy with the second half. Look, you know me, pre-season, people will focus on the negatives and not on the positives. If you're going to focus on the negatives, like the way we played in the first half, like the way we played in the United States, the mistakes, then you've got to focus on the positives. And we are what we are. We are a counter-attacking transitional side. Most of the goals we score for me are counter-attacking, but we're very good at it. If a team attacks us and we win the ball back, we're very good at exploiting the space. Like, we're probably one of the better league. I bet statistically we're probably one of the best teams in the Premier League at counter-attacking. Yeah, definitely. And that's a positive because we're good at it. The negative is we're not very good when we're not counter-attacking in the attack. So I would take the positives on that. But you know what? If Wolves come to Old Trafford next week and play deep, then where do you score the goals? And you're sort of looking for moments again, aren't you? Because the attack isn't really there. That's bad by Sancho. That's Sancho's fault. Seamus says it's bad enough that we won't see the first team, but Maguire is captain. Just make sure you don't bloody boo. It's not his fault. Don't want any of that. You look, Seb will be crying. I'm going to get Seb. In fact, I'm going to bring Seb in tomorrow for the watch along. He can sit on my knee because he loves Harry Maguire. Shall I bring Seb? I tell you what, he can have a 5 minute tomorrow because it's not. Normally I can't get him on because it's been in America, hasn't it? But we'll get Seb on tomorrow afternoon if he's not busy and he can watch Harry Maguire. He'll be very happy. He'll be very happy. That'll make it a really good watch along actually. Would hijack Vlahovic or Kudos for needed second striker? Find the money, Robin. Find the money. Joe, welcome to Members Club. Amrabat would be the perfect player, says Brennan. I want to buy a Rasmus jersey but refuse to do so until the club is sold, says Brian. Thank you, Brian. Dinner. What's dinner? I think I'm going to have an Indian takeaway tonight. We have got an 8 o'clock show. I will be doing a match reaction. And hopefully we might get an interview with a player. I know Faz is at the ground. Ryan's at the ground. Adam's got a weekend off. And we're in Dublin tomorrow. I think Beth's in Dublin tomorrow. So I don't know whether they're going for a drink on the night. I'll get in contact with them and I'll tweet out where they are if you want to know. If you see they've got to go Hairy Lemon. Get Hairy Lemon FC. If you see last year's stats, Real Madrid are only ahead of United in terms of transition goals, but we don't see their fans criticising them or Ancelotti, says A Storm. Look, transition could be really successful. Don't call me crazy, but would someone like Callum Wilson be a decent, experienced second striker? He would be, but he's not. Stephen, he would be, but he's not going to come from Liverpool, from Newcastle. Ryan, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks to all the new members. 30,000 watching steady. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon we've got the Dublin game as well. I will have the Community Shield final on as well. We'll have 2 screens going tomorrow. So, what's it all about? Do you really want to know? Actually, I can probably have a 3 screen set up tomorrow. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Oh my God! We're only 2 subscribers. We're on 703,997 subscribers. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. And we hit 704. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Yeah, second half's been good. I don't know whether anybody else is like this at home, but I am feeling bad for the Dublin fans because with every passing minute there is 0 chance. Here we go. Oh, who was that? Was it Rashford? Yeah. Could the rugby tonight be a factor for tomorrow? Says Armstrong. Oh, the pitch. Yeah. Look, you know. Ian says, how do you have 29,000 watching and only 4.4 thousand likes? I haven't probably asked people to like the video. I think if I ask people to... If everyone likes the video now, I would imagine we'll have 6,000 likes in 10 seconds. So please smash a like on the video, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've just hit 6,300 likes. You're amazing. You are legends. I mean, I always call you legends, but that's what a community can do. Right. Next, in 10 seconds, I'm going to put up my bank details. Everyone give me a tenner, and I'll be a millionaire in 10 seconds. It's no, well done, everyone. That's how it works. That's how it works. Thanks, everyone. Eric Ten Hag is a great boost for the fans as Man United. John says, I'd take 4th place right now. I'm going to do my Premier League predictions in the week, but it's very difficult. I mean, I've got to be honest. Premier League predictions are really difficult this year because I don't feel Chelsea have done everything they're going to do. I don't believe that Liverpool have done everything they're going to do. I don't think Newcastle have done everything they're going to do. There's still a lot of business to be done. You know, there is still a lot of business still to be done, so it's hard to predict how it's going to work out, you know. Do 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 do. Do you have to let it linger? Do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to let it linger? Ooh, I thought the world of you. You can't beat a bit of the Cranberries. Any chance of some commentary, says Remnants. It's pre-season. Shut up. Apologies for not living on every second of what's happening in this game in a pre-season game. We're just getting back into the rhythm. The community's just having we're just gradually... Just don't worry. A week on a Monday night at 8 o'clock, it'll be very, very different. Very different. But right here, right now, we're just easing our way back in, a little bit like the team. Number 7 beefing with Martinez. What change? Nothing ever changes there. Speak to Mason Mount. What's your thought? Look, I'm going to do my match reaction, but I won't probably go through every individual player because it's pre-season. But standout players for you, disappointing players for you. I mean, here we go, transition again. Apparently top 5 this season gets Champions League football, says Aaron. It doesn't. It doesn't. There's a myth going round that 5th place gets you Champions League football. It doesn't. If Aston Villa or Brighton finish 5th, they won't get Champions League football because it's based on your previous years in Europe. So is it coefficients league or something like that? If we finish 5th, we'll get it. If Man City finish 5th, we'll get it. If they'll get it. If Liverpool do it, they'll get it. But it's based on what you've done in Europe in the past. It's not 5th place for everybody. Brighton will not get into the Champions League if they finish 5th because they've got no pedigree in Europe. So, but we're Man United, so yeah, we probably would get 5th in with 5th. Should do a 10-second light record each game. Current record stands at 6,300, and if the record gets broken, someone gets a gift, says Tristan. I like that. I like interactive ideas. Yeah, we'll definitely look at something like that. I can give some memberships or something. Anthony's coming off in the 80th minute. Yeah, that doesn't mean he's playing in Dublin. A lot of people saying that's not a very fair rule. No, it's basically a watered down Super League, isn't it? The new Champions League after this year, I don't like it. It's basically a league stage thing. 2 leagues, you don't play everybody. That's coming next season. And the 5th place thing just benefits the big teams. So, like the Super League was going to be no relegation. So you couldn't get in the league unless you were invited. The new Champions League 5th place thing only benefits teams that have got a history in the Champions League. So, yeah, I don't agree with it either. I don't agree with it, but I don't think it's right that if we finish 5th, we get Champions League football. If Brighton get it, they don't. Because you're living off your past then. You're living off your name. I don't think that should happen. Any news on outgoing, says Taki? I think because United are playing games, it'll probably be a quiet weekend. Obviously, Fred's not on the bench again. He's not played any games pre-season, so he's obviously going to go. Dean Henderson's not been on the bench again. He's obviously going to go. Don't know where. So they'd be the 2, I think, that are high priority. Anthony's been classed today. The interesting thing, I like Anthony. I'm a big fan of him. I do defend him a lot. But the interesting thing about Anthony is at half-time, he was getting a bit of stick. Oh, that's going to make Dubliners cry. Look, only 2 players subbed. They won't even be on the plane to Dublin, these players. It's a day off tomorrow, isn't it? Why would you put Rafael Varane, Martinez, Luke Shaw, Marcus Rashford? Why would you even put them on the plane to Dublin? So that's another blow, isn't it? They're not even going to be there turning up to do autographs and stuff. They just won't be there, I don't think. It's not team but league coefficient. 5th is Champions League, says football. I don't think it is, mate. I think you're wrong there. I don't understand why everybody hates Sancho. He's trying his best. United fans have to always bash him. You might be right on that. Maybe Brighton would get in with 5th place, which makes it fairer. But I haven't really read into it because I don't like the new Champions League format. Don't forget we're sponsored by Manscaped. 20% off. Code's TUS. Delivered to your door. You will never regret getting the new beard trimmer. It is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Rashford's been poor, says Joe, and yet he scored a goal. He could have had 2. Højlund will not play tomorrow, MDR. He's injured. Alex says Dublin was sold out before this game was announced. What a joke. I think my latest tweet talks about it. I've not checked the replies. Oh, good shot blocked there. What's the capacity at the Aviva, by the way? Just had a message from Michael O'Brien. He says, it's not bad luck, it's sneaky by the club. Put on sale first, knowing this Lens game was always going to happen. Kids will be disappointed, but what can you do? I would think a lot of those tickets will be on sale tonight somehow. The Dublin fans have been screwed over. No doubt about that. Some people won't dare say that because they're terrified of upsetting the club. But, God, you don't live life by being scared that you might offend people when you believe in it. I think it's wrong. You know, I don't think enough is done for the fans. You know, apparently the United stands, you know, not for the fans. Well, it is, and I think it's a disgrace that I didn't like it in I didn't like it in the States either. I thought the Dortmund game, when they started all the reserves, was very disappointing, and I think it's disgusting that United have sold a game in Dublin and hardly any first team players will even be there, let alone on the bench. I think it's wrong, but you know, we're not a club in the Glazer era that's ever entertained fan emotion. I mean, the Super League happened, they did a fucking Zoom call. That was it. Personally, I think 5th and 6th place should get to play each other to get the Champions League, says Kieran. Yeah, but you know, the league's going to become so uncompetitive very, very quickly. Marky, I don't get the Anthony pressure when it's Sancho's 3rd season. English bias, Anthony solidly winds the opposing team up and has a good pass on him. Look, Vol, I mean, you could put Anthony as your man of the match. Not any worse than San Diego game when locally it wasn't billed as the youth in the US, as AB. In fairness to the club, I will be fair to the club here. In the UK, when they announced the Wrexham game, they said straight away that it was going to be the youth. They did say that, so I can't deny that. What the hell is going on here? I can't speak. What did we win 3-1, didn't we? 3-1. I didn't even do a prediction. I think there will be a game midweek, by the way. We won't be on the telly, but I think it'll be behind closed doors. That's just the feeling I get. There will be a match reaction yet. A game of two halves. That's not the title we've gone with, but it's certainly a game of two halves. For United. Did we hit 704,000? I haven't even checked. Love from New Zealand, Mark. It's 1:30 a.m. here. Looking forward to the new season. What player will be Seb's favourite once Maguire leaves, says Ivan. Well, you can ask him tomorrow. I'm going to try and get him on the show tomorrow. I mean, he might be too busy playing Mario Kart. He's into that at the moment. But, yeah, we'll try and get him on. Luke Shaw with the cross? No. United have a long history of scamming fans. I remember during Sir Alex Ferguson says watching a pre-season versus Bayern in Chicago where he played only youth players, says Stephen. I think it's really sad. I've said it to United personally. I think that the way that they communicate with fans is a joke. Great save by Onana there. He nearly got lobbed by a little bit of a deflection. Acrobatic athleticism from Onana. Good save, great save, says it's plan B. Yeah, I think I think Man United's approach to football fans is to humour them, sort of there, and actually they should be treating them as the gold that they are to that football club. Without the fans, that club's finished. Without the fans, those people don't have jobs. They don't treat fans as well as they should do, and I would hope that under a new ownership that does change. Look, Ten Hag has to pick a team I don't blame Ten Hag. If Ten Hag wants to pick his strongest team today for whatever reason, he's got every right to do that. But United, over the last 10 years especially, have been very much about brand. Well, did we need to play 2 games in 2 days? Who made that choice? Why didn't we play Bilbao in Dublin today and then play Lens on Tuesday at Old Trafford? Like, love your stuff, Mark. Can you call my brother Henry a prat? Says Tom. Do you know Rasmus has got 2 younger brothers? I do, Louis. Yeah. And paid for premium seats to watch Maguire in Dublin, says Keith. Oh, just have a few pints before it. Funny thing is, there'll be a lot of fans at Old Trafford today that aren't the normal crowd. It won't be the normal. There will be some, but there'll be a lot of fans who've turned up to this game today. It won't be a normal Old Trafford crowd. It won't be full of the normal season ticket holders and everything else. They will. I think a lot of people who are at this game today probably would have expected to see a weaker United side. I think everybody was under the impression that it would be the Dublin side today. What one good player, one bad player, Mark? Well, look, I've been impressed with Garnacho. Obviously, I'll delve more into it in the match reaction. I've been impressed with Garnacho. I think Mason Mount has failed to deliver. I think Sancho off the left doesn't look as good as he has done off the right. It's only a 50,000 capacity tomorrow, says Lee. But I think Mason Mount's been... I want him to do good. But I think he's been a bit off it again. Look, Anthony's first half performance was bad. Anthony's second half performance was fantastic. And that's what he's got to do. I like Anthony, but if you look at last season, probably 50-50 with bad performances and injury and good performances. If you're going to be a Man United player, you can't be a 50-50 player. You've got to be on it all the time. Good shot from distance. Keeper held it well from Casemiro. We'll go straight into a match reaction anyway. Lots to talk about. And the referee has blown his whistle. Thank you very much for that. We nearly hit 10,000 likes on this. Absolutely incredible. Thank you very much. Delos looked really poor today and didn't impress me, says Kevin. Mason Mount still has to show what he's worth, says Man United. I agree. Obey, thank you very much for your super chat. Really appreciate all the super chats and the new members and everyone else who's been watching. TKH, Hector, new members on. I don't know whether they're new members, but they are members. Second half was good. First half was a bit slow. Just joining Mark. Happy with it overall, says Enjoy Writing. Well, I'm going to talk about it on the match reaction now. I shall see you over there. I will be very quick. I will see you on the match reaction. I'm going to try and get this done in less than 60 seconds. Villa for top 4, says Cormac. I'll see you over on the match reaction in a minute.